Good morning, this is Anka Metcalf with TradeOutloud.com. Welcome to my pre-market game plan for the major future indices, gold and oil for today, Monday. It is March 6th and it is 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Overnight, we had a collapse in price that happened very quickly from 6 o'clock to about 7 p.m. Eastern. And then we had a very shallow retracement into a resistance area of 20,940, 950 area. And then we had a flurry back down right into 20,900. But we didn't manage quite to take out the prior low. So we may witness a change in trend at this location since we have this bottom to higher highs and only one higher low. So as long as the support area holds at 20,950 and 20,929, we may see a turnaround here, and we can actually talk about a breakout in price over 20,962 area. So it's a 2-point difference there. If we manage to break above this high, we can talk about a continuation higher back into the 21,000 area. And then at this point, the price would need to digest through all this cluster to the left-hand side in order to continue higher to 2150, 2100, and all the way into this cluster that had an all-time high on Thursday of 21,162. At this point, although we are pointing lower because we had a top and a series of lower lows and lower highs, this promotes a downtrend. However, the key to today's trading is going to be in this cluster and in respecting the support area that was established at 20,800. 898, actually 20,900. We will talk about the 20,900 support level, and then we will talk about the big resistance level at 20,961. In case we get a breach of price of 20,900, we have room to continue lower all the way into 20,850. So this is going to be the new support area for YM in case we get a break lower. The S&P 500 pretty much is setting the same pattern. We have a high from Thursday, well actually from Wednesday, of 2,400, and then we have a series of descending tops and descending bottoms with support established at 23,000 at 2370. Resistance established at 2376. Unless we get a break above resistance 2376, we cannot talk about an uptrend. However, the stop is going to be quite wide. If we hold the secondary support level of 2373, we have room to continue higher into 2380. And then if we digest this new high, perhaps a new change in trend can occur. A pullback into 2380 would be viable for a continuation into 85, 90, 95, and back into the 2400. If we get a full retracement here to 2370, however, it's going to be very hard to trade this cluster since we are sandwiched in between very close support resistance, so a very tight range that does not promote a good risk to reward ratio. But if we break below 2370, we can have a rocky downward move all the way to 2360. And let's take a look at Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq holding on pretty well. It's the only one that actually held support 2350 with with very few flurries to the downside, alternating for about 5 points. But then again, the line in the sand is right here at 5350. This is a huge support area for Nasdaq. And as you can see, the pattern is descending as well as for the other indices. However, very strong support level of 2350. We had another decline here. So I think that if we break 2350, we can come in even more into 5350. We can come even more into this cluster to the left-hand side of 5330, 5320, 5310, and back into the 5300. So we have about 50 points, but it's going to be a very rocky 50 points into the 5300 area. And 5300 is a lot of support on the daily chart. We also have a moving average that is located in at that point. All right, let's take a look at GC, and this is gold. And gold downtrending and downtrending, severe downtrend onto the hourly chart and other minor time frame charts. However, it found support overnight at 1223. Let me remind you that 1225 and 1220 are huge support areas for gold. At this point where we're trading right now, actually into these pivot highs of 23.37, we have resistance from prior price action. And if we break above these areas, we can continue higher. However, this is a very choppy start of the day, and unless you kind of zoom into a larger time frame, you cannot see how turbulent the ride to the upside or potential downside is in gold. So a risk to reward ratio is not that great at this point. Let's take a look at CL, and this is oil. Okay, so after another choppy session, okay, here we go. After another choppy session on Friday, we broke out and we visited these minor resistance levels from which we descended again. So after forming these lows here, it seems that for a while we have stabilized at the 5250 area, and we broke out at 5280 area. We had this moved upwards, and then we had a correction into the 57.77 area, which was expected because this is an area of minor support. However, you can see that this bottom that has formed here is higher compared to the prior low. So which means that this support level here can sustain another leg up into this crowded resistance area at 53.30. At this point, we will have to wait for a confirmation. Because we have this higher low here, we can expect a breakout that can follow through all the way into 53.50, 53.80, and $54 back again. And let me remind you that the $54 is very close to the top of the range on the daily chart. So that enters between 54 and 55. Yes, we do have room to continue higher. However, very, very choppy. Let me also remind you the fact that if we get a break of 54.40 area, this area right here, this would actually mean that we're breaking Friday's high, which literally can promote the ascent in price into $54 and even $55. Last but not least, I want to take a look at Russell. And I know there are a lot of you that are looking at Russell as well. And Russell has been weakening. This is the area right here where it had established a lot of resistance. And this area is 1390. This is the area right here, 1390. So 1390, 1395, this is pretty much the resistance area for it. If we get a break below 1383, and I would go as far as waiting for a confirmation below 1380, we can continue lower, but it's not going to be as easy, right? Since we have another layer of support at 1375. So we have a 5-point target area. And at this point, we have a very wide stop, meaning a risk is increased. But if we manage today to break below that 1375 area, we have a clear void all the way into the 1360 area. So this is going to be a top watch, possibly for a short position, continuing further for today. In terms of relative strength and relative weakness, we have relative weakness in Russell, which is the weakest one. So if the market should point to the downside, Russell is going to be the first one that is going to tackle new lows. The Russell is followed by the S&P 500, and two stronger indices remain. One is YM, which is the E-mini Nasdaq, followed by YM, which is the E-mini Dow, followed by the E-mini Nasdaq. And again, unique plays can be found today in silver and gold. And also, if we break above that 5340 area, which is critical for oil, we can expect a move higher in um, in oil. All right, this is all for today. I hope you all have a fantastic week, a fantastic trading week. Don't forget that we have a new class that is upcoming on March 20th. It's a 5-day class, including a lab the following week, and you also get to trade with me for 30 days. So if you're interested in the class, if you're interested in the Power Income Day Trading Futures class, send me an email at info@tradeoutloud.com. And if you're interested in signing up, email me and we can schedule a phone consultation to discuss your trading goals and the class curriculum. Thank you for joining, and I hope you all have a very great day and week, profitable week.